In this video, I will explain how to solve fractional exponents. So I have a few examples for us to work through here. Let's say we have 9 raised to the power of 3 halves. How can we figure out what is 9 to the power of 3 halves? Well, here's one cool trick that we can use. We can rewrite this as 9, and whatever this fraction is right here, so this 3 halves, we can rewrite it by making the numerator a 1. So we'll write it as 9 to the 1 half. And then what we can do is we can raise this whole expression to the power of the original numerator. So the original numerator was 3. So all we've done is rewritten this. So this expression right here, this is still equal to 9 to the 3 halves. We just rewrote it. And the benefit of doing this is that now we have something easier to work with. So now we say, what is 9 to the 1 half? Or in other words, what is the square root of 9? Or another way to think about it is, what number multiplied by itself is equal to 9? Well, that would be 3. The square root of 9 is 3. So really, 9 to the 1 half is 3. And then remember, we have it raised to the power of 3. So now we just have to figure out what is 3 to the power of 3. Well, that's 3 times 3 times 3. So 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. So that is our answer. 9 to the 3 halves is equal to 27. Let's check out another example. Let's say we have 16 to the 3/4. How can we figure out what is 16 to the 3/4? Well, we can use that same trick that we used in the previous example, where we rewrite this as 16 to the 1/4. So we'll change the numerator of the fraction to a 1, and then we raise it to the original numerator, which was a 3. So now we have to say, what is 16 to the 1/4? Well, a trick that you can use here is you can think, what number multiplied by itself this number of times, the denominator, what number multiplied by itself 4 times can get us 16? Well, it turns out that number is 2, because 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is 16. So 16 to the 1/4 is 2. And now we're left with 2 raised to the power of 3. So that's just 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. So 16 to the 3/4 is just 8. Let's try another one. Let's say we have 27 to the 2/3 power. So to solve for this, we'll use our trick once again, where we rewrite it as 27 to the 1/3 power. And then we raise this entire expression to the original numerator, which was a 2. So now we have to think, what is 27 to the 1/3 power? Or in other words, what number multiplied by itself this many times, 3 times, is equal to 27? Well, it turns out that number is 3, because 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. So 27 to the 1/3 is 3. So we're left with 3 squared. Well, that's just 3 times 3, which is 9. So 27 to the 2/3 power is 9. Let's try another one. Let's suppose we have 4 to the negative 3 halves. So when we have a negative exponent, the way to convert this to a positive exponent is to write it over a 1. So we can rewrite it as 1 over 4 to the positive 3 halves. So these two expressions are equivalent. And now we can use our trick once again, where we rewrite the 3 halves as 1/2. And then we multiply it by the original numerator, which is a 3. So now we have 4 to the 1/2, or the square root of 4. That's just 2. So we have 1 over 2 raised to the power of 3. So 2 to the power of 3, that's 2 times 2 times 2. That's 8. So 1/8 is our final answer. 4 to the power of negative 3 halves is 1/8. Let's try one last example. Let's say we have 32 raised to the power of 6/5. So to solve for this, we'll use our trick once again where we rewrite it as 32 to the 1/5, and then we raise this whole expression to the power of the original numerator, which it says 6. Okay, now we have to think, what is 32 to the 1/5 power? So remember the trick we use. What number multiplied by itself this number of times, 5 times, is equal to 32? Well, it turns out that number is 2, because 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is equal to 32. So 2 multiplied by itself 5 times is 32. So 32 to the 1/5 is 2. And then we have that raised to the power of 6. So 2 to the 6th, that's 2 multiplied by itself 6 times. So 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16, times 2 is 32, times 2 is 64. So 32 to the power of 6/5 is 64. Thanks for watching.